there, and welcome to day 9 of our Questions Reframed video series. And today's question is, how do I automate without overcomplicating things? This seems like a reasonable question because you don't want to turn something useful into a mess. You're working to avoid adding layers that create more work than they remove. So you're looking at your systems to make sure that they don't spiral into that black hole of nothingness or that whirlwind of chaos versus something that's going to give you back time. So what's missing here is the assumption that automation creates complexity, and that's usually not true. What makes automation complex is whether the process itself is complex. If you're, let's say, for example, just trying to collect a first name, last name email address from a form and drop it into your CRM or a spreadsheet, even something simple as that, the level of complexity is in the process. Whether you realize it or not, if you're doing this manually, you're doing the complexity in your head without realizing that the complexity is there. When you're working to automate the complexity, I think that word scares you, but it's really not a scary word as much as it appears to be, because it's really just working towards the process of the decision and making sure that your process doesn't leave anything to chance. How do I evaluate this? I look for where things already feel fragile. I look for handoffs, exceptions, workarounds, and pay close attention to the places where people rely on memory or context. Automation doesn't invent those problems. It just shows you where they are. It makes the existing structure visible, whether it's clean or not. The better question for this one is, what complexity already exists in the automation will expose it? And the next step is to really notice where work feels unclear, inconsistent, or quietly patched over. It's really the details, the steps, making sure that you understand where those decisions lie. That's where the complexity is. It's like the example I said is adding a first name, last name, email address to a spreadsheet. So your cut and paste of doing this, you look at the spreadsheet and you know the column header names because you can look at them and you instantly know that the first name goes in first name, last name goes in last name, and the email address goes in email. The system can't look at it and know that. So that's where your level of complexity comes in. As always, if you have any questions, comments, concern, let me know.